Every day was about just trying to get through the day without having a breakdown, man. That's how hard this year was for me. Like what my year felt like was watching a parent like just drowning in a pool or burning in a fire, and you not only can you not help them, but you gotta watch it. I had such built up anger towards certain healthcare professionals. How's it going, guys? I just wanted to talk about my 2025, how it went, what I did, what I didn't do, why it was one of the hardest years I've ever had, and where I'm at now. Just to set it up, started out awesome, then it went pretty horrible, ended off all right, ended off on a good note, hoping to take that good energy into 2026. So I'll just get into it, like it's like my rap will say. So 2025, I started out with going back to Thailand. I went to Thailand in 2024, had a great time at the comedy club, loved Thailand. I was like, oh, this is the answer. Got to come here every winter. My mom, who's aging, she's getting close to 70 now. She really wanted to get out of Newfoundland winters, like for a month or so. Didn't want to go down south. Didn't want to go by herself. Seeing all the pictures and videos from Thailand, said that looks amazing. I want to go. The comedy club that I was at, if you've seen my stand-up before, I talked about how it started off rough, ended great. They said I was welcome back anytime. So I went back the following year. I said, sure, Mom, why don't we just go over a month early, and I'll bring you wherever you want. So that's what we did. I went down and spent a month in Phuket with my mom. Now, everything you know about Thailand, like, is whatever you want it to be. You've heard the most wild, absurd stories of Thailand, I'm sure. And you've also heard people going and doing the most beautiful, peaceful yoga retreats and everything in between. Because that's what's awesome about Thailand. It's whatever you want it to be. For everything that Thailand can be, it was actually the most wholesome trip. I documented a bunch of it. And people got to see Mom and how beautiful and lovely she is. And I just want to say this. Like, that is, to this day, the best trip I've ever done in my life was that 1 month with my mom in Thailand. And I can't stress enough how much you should do something like that while you still can. Take a parent and go with just you and your parent, or you and a sibling and your parent, and like whatever it is that they want to do. Whatever that is. For me, my mom, was Thailand. But do it. You will not regret it. And I knew in the moment I wouldn't regret it. And then given the year that came to follow, I really knew I wouldn't regret it. Me and my mom were always close. And now after that, we're closer than ever. It was awesome. It was beautiful. Like, just going to the beach every day, riding around in tuk-tuks. Got to get her to see the elephants, which she was losing her mind. She was loving it. Yeah, no problem. You good. Yeah. There you go. Put it in this mode. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
No problem.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Wow, that's amazing. No problem.
Okay. Yeah, very good. You take off.
It was just beautiful to see her have a trip that she deserved to have. I'm so glad I got to give her that. So that the year started out awesome. Then in February, went to the comedy club, went to Bangkok, had a good time there. In March, Maggie came over, we backpacked around. We only had 16 days though. That was the downfall. If you're going to something like that, you want more, really. You do want at least 3 weeks, I feel. So I wish we had more time, but other than that, like, that was awesome. Got the backpack all around with her. I see a bunch of awesome stuff. It was awesome. Come back March 19th, and I forget it was March 20th or 21st, I had a show in Bishop Falls. Like, there was no time. I got right to it. Had a blast there in Bishop Falls. And then that ended up being one of the last shows I actually did of the year, because things quickly went off the rails for me. And it was a really hard year for me. So that's kind of, and I wanted to get into it and talk about it for a pile of different reasons. But, like, so I got home, and the thing was that in 2024, we decided that'd be the last year we would do the Best Con Comedy Tour. And the thing is, like, we decided, because it was, you don't understand, like, how hard it is. Well, maybe you do, but, like, there's not a lot of comedians that are touring, like, with a brand new tour every single year. We were the second biggest tour in Canada that we're aware of for a reason. Stunted Comedy Tour was does bigger and more. And then it was us, as far as we know. And the thing is that when you do that, when you get off that tour, then everything becomes about getting ready and building for the next tour. And you only got 6 months or so to have a whole new set. So it doesn't give you much time for online content, for maybe, branching out into other aspects of entertainment, whether that's booking roles on a TV show or a movie or sketches, or being in writing rooms and writing for stuff, or acting of some sort, or whatever it may be. So we decided it'd be best to just branch out, do our own things, and, that's an indefinite decision. May return someday, may never again as the three of us, who knows? But we're definitely not doing 2025. And that alone is a lot, because being a successful comedian in Canada don't look like being a successful comedian in America. It's two completely different things, man. Like, there's comedians that, like, aren't famous, and they're just successful comedians in America that are, like, millionaires, man, and, like, making making hundreds of thousands a year. In Canada, it's not like that at all, man. Like, almost all, like, so many stand-up comedians in Canada also have another gig of some sort, whether that's writing for a show or acting in something or a day job, part-time job of any sort. It's very common. To just make a living at only stand-up is extremely rare. And I've been doing it for pretty well since I started. But I've been doing it through this tour mostly. And this is the hardest year I've had since going full-time. Now, my plan this year was to not do much stand-up and to concentrate on this type of stuff, online content, podcasting and sketches and reviews and whatever, any type of live streams and stuff. That's what I wanted to do. Get into that, build some momentum online, book a bunch of shows for 2026. That was the plan. It didn't go like that, and I haven't talked about it much. But it was a really, really hard year for me because I didn't know what to be at. I started doing, like, these sports bets because Dad got sick, and I just wasn't in the headspace I wasn't feeling funny. I like, the last thing that was on my mind was putting in online content, because what happened with Dad was oh man, it sucked so much. It was so hard to be around. So Dad went to the hospital, or went to his doctor in the beginning of April, and the doctor told him it was nothing and gave him nothing. And if you know my dad, if you see my stand-up, you know how much he hates going to the hospital. So you get an idea how bad this was. He goes back again to the Emerge a couple weeks later to tell him it's nothing, and they give him nothing. A couple weeks later, he has to go back again. He goes back a third time to the hospital, and they say, "What took you so long to come in? Holy cow, we're extremely concerned for your foot." And he said, "I've been in twice. They told me it was nothing." They couldn't believe it. They had to do a bunch of work on his foot, and then his foot would heal. Through that, they found a full blockage in one of his main arteries, and now they had to do bypass surgery. But then Dad's a risk for that. So that already is a lot, right? Then the day before the bypass surgery, they find a heart murmur, which makes it even riskier. But then they're like, "We still think we can do it." So now I'm in the mindset of, like, what's going to happen to Dad through just this bypass surgery? And that's that's a horrible headspace to be in. He gets through it, like the cat that he is. But then they're trying to do whatever, and they're like, "It's not healing up, and we're sorry. We're going to have to take the foot." Which, if you know Dad, I mean, that's hard, I'm sure, for everyone. My dad's retired. All he does is drive and go get coffees. And like, that's so much of his day is driving the car and go getting coffees. And it's his right foot. So it's just taken away his whole life. This is devastating news for him. Got to get a second opinion, right? Finds a second opinion, finds a doctor that will agree to take off just a toe and hope that will do it, right? So that's all good. While we're waiting for the toe, all this going on. Also, uh, yeah, hold on. Let me, because there's so much happened, man. Like, so with the toe, just a few days before going in and getting his toe removed, he gets a call from a completely different doctor. Out of nowhere, we're not expecting it. We're not looking for this, but your blood is full of cancer. And that was Dad's already, like, feeling like broken and defeated, so to speak. Like, he's bummed out. And now this, like, that was so hard on the family. So booking stand-up and putting in online content, that's like, no matter how much I want to do it, I can't. Like, I'm not there for it. And he goes, well, I need to get my toe amputated. And they said, well, we need you on chemo yesterday. So get that amputated and get in and get on chemo. But you can't go on chemo when you have a wound, right? It needs to be healed. Because if you're on chemo with the wound, it won't heal up. He gets the toe removed. It's healing, it's looking good. And it's almost healed. And then we're sorry. We got to take the next couple of toes. Right back to day one. Starting all over again. Takes those couple of toes. Those are healing. That's almost healed up. We're so sorry. We got to take the next 2 toes. Right back to day one again. And then those are healing up. Almost healed up. We're so sorry. We got to take half the foot. Right? Like, all of this is going on. Like, it just keeps delaying everything. It's just like, so he's all bummed out. And this sucks. And all this time now, we know he has cancer and he's not getting any treatment. And he's nowhere near getting treatment now. Right? Because, oh man, it's so bad. And like, we had a moment, like, with Mom, like, when he had the toe, was it toe? There was a point where, anyways, me and Mom did a podcast. We called it A Cup of Tea with Colin and Marie. And it was awesome. And it was beautiful. We're like, this is what we're going to do. Because through Thailand, I was like, yeah, like through the whole year of it all, I was like, I want to, I want to spend more time with Mom. I want to spend more time with family and people who matter to me and people who make me feel a certain way and make me feel good. And we did it. And then Dad had to go back to the hospital. And then she pretty well lived in the hospital for the rest of the year. So that's why we only did the one episode. For anyone who's wondering, where did Mom go? Where did I go? What happened to that idea? Did we abandon it? No. Mom was being wife of the year next to Dad, trying to take care of him, right? And, because through everything that he'd been through, she's not leaving him for that. And, it was crazy. So then he had to go back in, and then it was like half the foot, and like half the foot was gone, and that was so devastating. And it was just like, I was just locked up in the house, man. I was locked up in the house, didn't want to see anyone, didn't want to do anything. Put on a bunch of weight, stress eating. Mom put weight on, stress eating. Just brutal, man. Brutal. And all of this, I felt too, could have been avoided from if he would have been taken seriously when he first went in. So I had a lot of anger and rage. I ended up going to some therapy sessions because I had such built up anger towards certain healthcare professionals for the treatment that Dad received. And it was infuriating, man. It was absolutely infuriating. And just a really, really shitty headspace. And, and then that was one thing. Then when the Jays came and the Jays started making that playoff run, it was it couldn't have come at a better time. Because the thing was that it was really hard to talk to Dad because Dad was in such a shitty headspace. So then you want to talk to your dad because, I mean, he's saying he feels like he's not going to make it to Christmas. Things aren't looking good. He knows his body, and so you want to talk to him. But at the same time, every time you talk to him, it's like just the worst. Because he's in such a shit headspace, rightfully so. Then the Jays go on this run, and now the Jays was something that could just take hours of your day, and it was something positive. It was something that was moving forward in a positive direction, and the team was such a feel-good story, such a feel-good team, and it was something that me, Dad, Mom, my brother could watch, and then we could all talk about, and it was something that we could talk about on a positive, common ground note. And it's one of the few reasons why I absolutely love that playoff push so much, and why I started talking about it and started doing live streams about it. And then on Game 7 of the World Series, if you didn't know, I ended up doing a live stream on YouTube with my mom. Bichette hits it! It looks like a bomb! It's a bomb! It's a 3-run bomb! Yes, sir!
It's
Yes,
gone.
sir!
Hey, way to go! Way
Yeah.
to go! Way to go!
Here it is!
Woo!
Let's go!
Woo!
Let's
and
go!
George Springer got the first run in.
Let's go!
Let's go, Blue Jays! Let's go!
He said I can't run, so I gotta hit it out of the park.
Right on.
That is
Perfect.
wicked.
Perfect. That's storybook. That's gold.
Because Dad was still in the hospital, and that's why it was with Mom and not with Dad. And we watched it, and that was awesome to do that with her. Unfortunately, lost, obviously, but and then that was over, and then it was right around that time. I can't even remember now. It's all such a blur. But if it was right before that or right after that, they said, "Sorry, we got to take half the leg," and they ended up taking half of Dad's leg, and it was like, holy shit, how did this come to that? And so that this started out the 1st of April, and he's still not home. And it's now the new year in January. And through all of that, the Hollett side of the family is a small family. 10 of us, right? There's 7 grandkids and then 3 kids, Dad and his 2 sisters. I'm on Dad's side of the family, it's just 2 aunts. He had no brothers, 2 aunts, that's it, and then Nan. So Nan is 11. So about 10 kids and grandkids total. Dad's the oldest kid out of the 10. And, so obviously such an icon and such a pillar. And you're seeing everything he's going through. And, I had lots of visits in the hospital this year. And, there was a couple times you got to keep it, you got to keep it to yourself. But, I'm looking at him and, his skin there's no color. And, it looks, you look like you're, and, I share my dad's nickname, right? So, anyone who knows me, my nickname is G-Roy. That's his nickname. Because I'm junior. He's my senior, I'm his junior. And when you're got that type of bond and that type of connection, and that's future you, and you see it's what it felt like, what my year felt like was watching a parent just drowning in a pool or burning in a fire, and you not only can you not help them, but you gotta watch it. You can't even look away, and that's not great for entertainment and online content. It's just so heavy and it's so hard, and it sucked, man. It really sucked, and I'm still grieving the death of Tyler, for God's sake. That's hard. And then this whole thing happens with the tour, but that's not going ahead. And in my own way, I'm almost kind of grieving the tour because I know it's never, I should say never going to be the same, but God knows when if ever that comes back like that. And I just know my stand-up career for the next foreseeable future is going to look completely different. But that being said, I don't know how it's going to look. And then I'm even wondering, is it even going to end? Is my stand-up career is this kind of the end of it and it's going to slowly die? Or is this just a pivot now? It's going to explode into a whole new direction. That's what I was hoping for this year with doing online content a lot in 2025, build something and move into 2026 with all that momentum. And it started out awesome. In the beginning of the year, me and Paul put out a sketch that had over 100 million views. It went globally viral. I got noticed in Thailand for that sketch video, the Neighbors sketch. That's how the year started. And I've been telling my mom, so it started out so awesome, and then it just went brutal, man. And now all of a sudden, I don't know what's going on, where I'm going, what's in store for me, and what's going on with Dad and my family. And because Dad is going through this, and then also first cousin of mine, who's one of the 10, who's literally God's gift to earth. Sun shines out of her ass, man. After sleeping with homeless people and missionary work and feeding the homeless and doing all this just all this humanitarian work and truly what the world needs more of, and finds that, apparently she's terminal with cancer. She has an extremely rare aggressive cancer. Has to go through breast surgery. And it's like, yeah, like apparently the cancer is still there and it's just a matter of time. And it's like, man, what is happening? Nan's falling down and she's not doing well. And it was just a lot, man. But here's the good. After Dad lost his leg, his spirits came right around. That was it. I guess the fight, the unknown of it all was gone, and now here you are. And his headspace has just been better. And with that, it's helped us. Now, he's still not home, and they're still nursing his leg every day. And, but he's talking about getting a prosthetic. But this is something that was pretty crazy, was that we get a call from the cancer doctor, and he said, I guess because he's not having to fight the infection in his leg, his body's able to fight other things. But they're saying whatever his cancer levels, they're dipping, and he might not need as intense chemo as what they thought. Maybe none at all, which came out of nowhere as well. So that was crazy. So between it all, Dad has just been, I don't know, maybe it was some perspective for him after going through it all, but he's just better to be around. Sarah is in great spirits. She's doing good. But now I'm doing better. And as hard as the year was, there was some beautiful things to come from it. And I just wanted to share that. Like, I'm working on a new set, and I got a new closer now. I'm talking about the importance of, like, getting it out, right? So that's what I'm taking my own advice. That's what a part of this is. It's also just letting you guys know what's been going on with me, so everyone can kind of be up to speed where I'm at and try to be on the same page with me. And because I like, having honest connection with my following and whatnot. But it really put in perspective, like, who means what to me and who is important and what is important. Started it with the trip with Mom in Thailand, and I took her because the death of Tyler really put so much in perspective for me. And I'm like, man, I just want to spend time with the people who matter. I just don't care. Like, the ego keeps dying more and more, and just I want to do things that are, like, fulfilling for my soul. And I'm like, bringing Mom to Thailand like that and making sure that she gets a trip she wants, that'll be worth more to my soul than any ego boost or check from stand-up ever will be. And that, like, so I did that. And then everything happens with Dad, and it was just like a double reality check on top of the reality check that I'm already going through with everything. And yeah, it really puts in perspective how short life is, how much my parents mean to me, how much Maggie means to me, and just how much my life means to me, really, and treating myself right. And by treating myself right, like, in every way, like, seeing Dad do that, like, a lot of that is self-inflicted. Not so much the cancer, because, well, you never know with cancer, but especially with the foot, like, that's diabetes, and he wasn't exactly living a great life as a diabetic. He was, or maybe he was living a great life, and that was the problem, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't exactly living the life he was supposed to be, taking care of himself. So it was just another reminder of me to try to take care of my health more, because I've always struggled with it. I've had such a seesaw battle with weight my whole life, and with dieting, and like just everything, man. Like, I just love food so much, and I also, I love sports and I love doing stuff, but I tell you what, man, I can sit back and do fuck all day and have a great time. I'm great at it. And I gotta, just make myself move around more and eat better and all of that stuff. So it just made me want to value my time and my body and who I'm socializing with. I really really get to understand this year was really big for me. Just knowing, like, yeah, like prioritizing my time, having boundaries, and only letting people in that make me feel a certain way and that give me true fulfillment. And I think that's an important message, an important thing for all of us. Like, spend the time with the people that really want the best for you and make you feel a certain way. And that's what I really took from it. And also, like, be your own best friend. Be as kind to yourself as you can. And that's what I want to take into 2026 is, like, be kind to myself in every way, physically, mentally, and through my soul. It's so weird, man. Like, we're so caught up in this world that we've built, in society with bills and work and like you gotta work and you gotta make money to pay your bills and to keep going and to be a functioning member of society. That often interferes with doing what's right for the soul. And but damn it, man, I am determined to, like, whatever I'm doing, it's for the soul and not the ego. And I just want to, like, I think it's good for you too. Like, everyone, just remember, like, do something that brings you fulfillment. Do something that brings you fulfillment. Spend time with people that bring you fulfillment. And that's why this year, me and Maggie, we hosted a New Year's Eve party. And we just had, like, it was awesome. I was like, I want people around because it was such a hard year, and they ended off on a positive note with all the good news from Dad and from Sarah. And I spent time with both sides, like, of the family. With Mom and Dad and with Maggie's family, and it was awesome. I love this Christmas. I usually don't really care much for Christmas. I love this Christmas. And then I was like, I want to ring in the new year with my favorite people. And me and Maggie just invited the people that mean the most to us, and the people that make us feel good. And what, man, we had the best. But, like, I don't give a shit for New Year's here. I find New Year's to be the most overrated day of the year, man. Man, this is my favorite New Year's ever, was this year. Hosted it, and it was like, we spent hundreds of dollars on food and booze, and invited people and said, here, like, here's this food, here's this booze, like, here's some stuff. And, like, Steve brought hundreds of dollars worth of fireworks, and him and Claire, and they brought dip and food, and and Chris and Cass brought, like, a nice bottle of champagne, and just, like, everyone brought a little something, and those who did it was perfect. It's like, yeah, we didn't even want you to bring anything. We just want you to come, and we got you. And it was awesome, man. And that was the energy carried in to 2026, and I want to keep that going. And I've just been noticing through, I don't know if it's anyone else, but, like, my age, I'm in my late 30s. My parents are baby boomers. Newfoundland has the oldest population in Canada. We also have the sickest population in Canada. There's a lot of us here in Newfoundland and in Canada, of course, but that have their parents as baby boomers, and they're not in their 40s and 50s anymore. They're seniors now. And especially in the East Coast, being such a hard way of living and medical conditions. Like, we have the sickest population in Canada. I mean, you're seeing it on Facebook, man, and on social media, like, the amount of obituaries or, like, just hard stories and GoFundMes and stuff that it's every week, man. It's every week. And it's hard as shit. And I've been going through it, man. I've had every year for the last few years, I'm having, like, really close people pass or getting really sick. And It sucks, man, and it's like, dude, like, there's like, and then it just spirals you out. Like, we had the fires coming, and we were in the evac zone during the forest fires, the evac alert zone, and I put the car up with 3 loads worth of shit because you could not convince me that the fires weren't coming for the house because everyone's dying, all the shittiest stuff is coming, the tour has ended. Of course the fire's coming for the house. Of course it is. That's what this is all. The whole life is going up in flames, man. Like, it was like metaphoric. That's the headspace I was in. And I took my new TV and I put that in with everything else, and I moved. I ended up breaking my 4K TV in a move that didn't even need to be moved because you couldn't convince me that my house wasn't going down in the fire. Couldn't convince me. It was just because that's the headspace I've been in all year. And, like, I'm just worried. Like, every day was about just trying to get through the day without having a breakdown, man. That's how hard this year was for me. But I got through it. And not only did I get through it, but I'm actually in a much better headspace right now because I did get through it. And I had a lot of beautiful perspective. And I know that there's other people going through it. I see it. And I don't know, man. I guess I just want to get this out because it makes me feel good. And also, maybe it'll be good for someone to watch this who's going through their shit and they had a brutal year. Or maybe, the year ended in a hard way. I had a friend of mine, just a few days before Christmas, her dad died. Like, that's brutal. And, and she's not the only one. And I guess just put this out there and, just know you're not alone. And while you're going through it, take the positives from it. Because with everything in life, there's pros and cons. And, like, I took a lot of good from this. It really put in perspective for me who matters to me and how much my time matters. And, like, what brings me fulfillment and how I should be putting my time into that and not into anything else. Like, don't chase the money. Don't chase the clout. I'm just chasing fulfillment. That's all I'm chasing in 2026, and just being kinder to myself in every way. That's my resolution. And I just wanted to put that out there. I hope to have more online content. I will be booking shows in 2026. I got to now after the year I had in 2025. I already got shows booked in Buren and Grand Bank for February 13th and February 14th. February 13th in Buren at Smuggler's Cove. February 14th in Buren. February 13th, Smuggler's Cove, Buren. February 14th, Grand Bank. I believe it's the Bait Depot is where we're having that show. And that's a part of Grand Bank's Winter Festival. And I already got some tentative dates for BC out in the spring. And I'm working on other shows around Newfoundland. I'm going to be looking to fill my schedule up as much as I can throughout the spring and the summer, this winter, across Newfoundland, across the country. And I'm looking at, working on my new set and giving it out there. So keep your eyes open for that. And yeah, just put more online content out there as much as I can this year. Just good shit. And if you don't like it, that sucks. But the main thing is that I like it right now, because that's where I'm at, man. It's got to bring me something, man. But I hope it brings you some joy too. And if not, hopefully bring someone else some joy. And have a good year. Be kind to yourself. Spend it with the people who matter, with the people who make you feel a certain way. And remember, when you think no one's watching, there's always someone watching. You're watching. And you know when you're being shit to yourself, and that spirals, man. That festers deep down. Be kind to yourself. That'll make you feel good. That'll help with everything else. So take that. Let me know what your thoughts are with your resolutions and where you're at. Yeah, if you like. And I'm not that great with goodbyes, so